Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. And this is my new Soul Reflections video about some of the upcoming astrological energies that are going to be happening here in the next few months. It's going to get to be a pretty important time here. There's some shifts with the North Node and the South Node, moving from Aries and Libra into Pisces and Virgo. We have Saturn and Neptune that are coming in towards each other to perform what's called a square aspect. That's bringing a lot of reality versus illusion things, and this is going to happen throughout 2016. And then last but not least, we're going to touch on the Pluto-Uranus square that we have been having for the last couple of years. And there's been 7 exact squares that we've already experienced, but towards the end of this year and going into 2016, Pluto and Uranus come very close to one another yet again. Although they don't come back into an exact square, they come within a degree of one another, so we're going to be feeling this as they come closer together. Now I want to touch on each of these, but I also want to say that I have a couple of announcements that I'm going to share with you at the end of this video once we've talked about these astrological energies. So please be sure to listen all the way through to the end so that you can hear what these announcements are. I have some things that I've been working on that I want to share with you that will be coming out very soon. So let's start at the beginning, okay? We are heading towards a new moon on November 11th. And it's not the new moon that I necessarily want to talk about, but what happens on November 11th, which, by the way, is 11/11. So for those of you out there that pay attention to numerology, I get a lot of questions about 11/11 or 222 or what does 333 mean. And it's very significant and interesting that we have this new moon in Scorpio this month on November 11th. But what's even more significant is that during this day, November 11th, with this new moon in Scorpio, the nodes will change signs from from Libra and Aries to Virgo and Pisces. Now, the nodes are points in space. They're not really planets. We actually figure them out mathematically as astrologers, and of course when we have our programs or we buy our special books that show us where the planets are at, we already have that mapped out for us, so we don't have to figure it out and calculate it. But the nodes are destiny points, and the North Node is what we as an individual or we as a collective, as a humanity, are needing to be working towards or aspiring towards. Whereas the South Node is the past, and a lot of times relates to past lives. It can relate to past lives gifts and talents that we possess that we bring forward, again as an individual or as a humanity, but also it can indicate some karmic challenges as well. And in your chart, just so that you know, if you do have a copy of your astrological chart, the North Node looks like a downward facing horseshoe, okay? So it's like the letter U but upside down. That's what the North Node is. Now the South Node is the letter U, or it looks like a horseshoe facing up. So if you wanted to look in your own charts and see what signs of the zodiac or what houses of the zodiac are my North Node and my South Node, you can take a look at that and find out. But with what's been going on with the nodes, and I've been talking about this for a few months now, with the Aries South Node and the Libra North Node that we've had for several months. Aries is a sign of the individual, okay? It's about me, my identity, my individuality, so it's about the individual. And again, that's where the South Node has been. So it's about that's about the past. That's about energies of the past that we're needing to kind of move away from or integrate with the North Node. The North Node, which has been in the sign of Libra for the past few months, and they always travel together. You know, they travel backwards through the zodiac, actually starting at the 29th degree or going into the 29th degree of Libra and Aries and going back 28, 27, 26 degrees all the way back to where they are currently as I make this video, which is 0 degrees of Aries and Libra. which is the last degree before they move into Virgo and Pisces. Now, Libra is the sign of partnerships and relationships. It's about balance, it's about harmony, it's about working with one another, with other individuals. So it's about merging our identity, which is that Aries energy, with the energy of another. So with this, what's been happening on a collective level is that a lot of our relationships and partnerships over the last few months, while these nodes, these karmic nodes or points in space have been traveling through Aries and Libra, it's been bringing up issues within all types of relationships, romantic relationships, business relationships, and this is even business relationships between, an individual and like a company, or between companies, because even those are relationships. One company has a relationship with another company, or one country has a relationship with another country. Those are also considered relationships. And where things have not been in a place of balance and harmony, these energies, these nodal energies, these universal energies, have been trying to bring things up, these challenges or these shadow aspects, or where things have been not balanced or harmonious, it's bringing it out into the open. So again, over the past few months, all sorts of relationships have been going through changes and redirections, and some have been breaking off and being released, and others have been formed. So this has been quite important during these last few months, because it's been trying to get us to bring things back into balance, knowing that the intentions of the individual or the desires of an individual are just as important as those desires of the other person within that relationship, or the desires of the other company, So again, it's about compromise, it's about give and take, it's about making sure that everything is in a place of equality and that there's justice for both parties within that particular relationship. Now, things are going to be coming to a head, or you've probably noticed perhaps that within all types of relationships here in the last week, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe even the last month, things are kind of being highlighted a little bit more intensely, because those nodes are getting ready to shift on November 11th, when we have the new moon in Scorpio. They are moving now into the signs of Pisces and Virgo. The north node is going into the sign of Virgo, and the south node is going into the sign of Pisces. Now, this doesn't mean that all relationship partnerships and things of that nature come to a halt, or that there's no more to be worked on, but it does shift the energy of focus. And with that energy of focus, the south node going into Pisces is, again, energies of the past, which is about surrender and faith and trust and really just letting go and going with the flow. The energies of Virgo, where the north node is, which is where we need to be putting our focus or our energy towards or moving towards, are energies of discernment. Virgo is about orderliness, and it's about discernment, and it's about paying attention to the details. It's about getting things done. And it's about health, too, I must say, that in the zodiac, Virgo rules the 6th house in the astrological chart, and the 6th house is about our health. And so you're going to see during the next few months, as the nodes move through Pisces and Virgo, that people are going to pay more attention to their physical health and how their physical health relates to their spiritual health, which is the Pisces aspect. Pisces brings in the spiritual aspect of our health, and Virgo brings in the physical aspect. So we're going to be paying more attention to our diet and exercise and wanting to feel our best selves on that physical level, which again ties in with the spiritual level. Meditation, we're going to find, or a lot of us already know, and hopefully you've already been doing this, but meditation being very important, which is why a lot of light workers or spiritual teachers will talk about meditation being so important, because it helps you to stay balanced spiritually, which will then keep you balanced on a physical level as well, because they are so tied together. Now, as far as the other aspects of Virgo. Virgo is a very service-oriented sign, okay? You'll find a lot of nurses and counselors and chiropractors, people that are service-oriented, social workers. There's a lot of Virgo influence there with these people that help others or are in service to other people. So you're going to find, again, there's going to be a shift of energy towards that, and not just within those professions, but within us as individuals. How can I help other people? How can I serve other people? What can I do? You know, even if it's the smallest thing, what can I do to assist or help or guide or help to heal another person? So I think this is going to be a really, a really good shift for us as we move into the influence of those signs. Now, the other interesting thing that happens when the nodes shift on the same day as the new moon in Scorpio is that Mars is also moving from the last degree of Virgo into the first degree of Libra. And again, Libra is that sign of partnerships and relationships, and it crosses over that north node that's shifting from 0 degrees Libra to 29 degrees Virgo. So this might activate some sort of endings or new beginnings within partnership matters, or again, relationship matters in general. So just pay attention to that day and seeing maybe what occurs maybe even a day before, 2 days before, 1 or 2 days after that time period as Mars makes that shift as well. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is Saturn squaring Neptune. Okay, Saturn just recently went into the sign of Sagittarius, and so we got it out of that sign of Scorpio, which was very difficult, for a couple of years for a lot of us, a lot of purging on an energetic level that was going on. I'm sure you all remember that. Now now Saturn has shifted into Sagittarius. And so there's always lessons wherever Saturn is. And so now the lessons are about Sagittarius energies, which is our belief systems. And it's about religions, which again ties into our belief systems, spiritual, religious belief systems, but also belief systems about our life, about ourselves, about our destiny path, how we believe in ourselves or what we believe we can or cannot accomplish. Sagittarius is also about travel, long-distance travel especially. It's about the big picture. It's about education, higher education. So all the lessons of Saturn are not going to be regarding these Sagittarius themes. Now, Saturn in general is just a planet that deals with the third-dimensional reality. It's about things that are in our reality that we can see with our physical eyes and know to be true or supposedly true. Neptune, on the other hand, and especially Neptune being in Pisces, which is the sign that it naturally rules, is all about the spiritual dimensions, the other dimensions that we can't see. It's about illusion and delusion, and sometimes brings confusion. And now Neptune is a very spiritual planet, which goes back to that faith and trust and surrendering to the divine plan without really knowing where it is that we're being led. So if you think about those two energies coming into a challenging aspect to one another, Saturn is about reality, Neptune is about illusion. And so as they're coming together in what we call a square aspect, they're challenging one another. And Saturn wants things to stay the same. Saturn wants things to be, in a sense, logical. It is trying to stay with the status quo, so it likes things to stay the same. And it's also about, in a sense, the patriarchal system, I want to say. Saturn is considered the lord of karma, or the planet that deals with karma or karmic situations. And again, with it dealing with the third-dimensional reality of this particular planet, it's dealing with like the hard, cold reality that we're living in this patriarchal system that we are. And Neptune wants to bring things to a different spiritual level, a higher spiritual level. Neptune says, just trust and have faith. Neptune says, believe in yourself, believe in your goals, believe in your aspirations. Know that the seemingly impossible can be possible. Know that nothing is impossible and that everything is possible when you listen to your own inner wisdom and your own inner guide, and when you listen to God and the angels and those of the highest vibration of light, that we can accomplish anything. And Saturn wants to say, no, you can't accomplish everything or anything. And Saturn wants to limit and restrict. And so it's working through those karmic challenges or those karmic lessons with Saturn coming together with Neptune and saying, you know what, I can rise above what I feel is limiting me or what I see with my own physical eyes, and I can jump over to that Neptune and Pisces energy and expand into other dimensions of time and space, and I can expand into this feeling of faith and trust, and I can allow myself to surrender to the divine plan and know that I'm going to be divinely guided and protected and supported no matter what I do. So here's the thing, is that Saturn and Neptune, I'm going to give you 3 months here, because over the course of about the next year, Saturn and Neptune are going to come together 3 times. So it's going to be an ebb and flow of energies. We're going to feel this throughout the year, but at some time periods it's going to feel much more intense and much stronger than at other time periods. And the first time period is basically right now, this month of November 2015. Saturn and Neptune come together at 7 degrees of Sagittarius and Pisces. Okay? And then in June 2016, it will come together in a square aspect at 12 degrees Sagittarius and 12 degrees Pisces. And then in September 2016, it squares for the 3rd time at 10 degrees Sagittarius and 10 degrees Pisces. Now again, it's not going to necessarily go away in the months in between, but it will have this more intense feeling about it during these months. So I want to again just kind of wrap this up by saying that Saturn is trying to create and manifest a new reality for us, because Saturn is a planet of manifestation, and it's in the sign of Sagittarius, which is a good sign for it to be in. So it can manifest your blessings, it can manifest your dreams, it can manifest really good things if you stay in a very good and positive and trusting space, and the trusting part really comes with Neptune. Neptune, even though Neptune is the spiritual planet, Neptune likes to dissolve things. So when you have a Neptune transit in your chart, depending on what planet it's touching, Neptune will tend to dissolve things. It can dissolve a relationship. It can dissolve money. It makes things kind of slowly disappear. Your destiny path, if there's certain things, or career path, destiny path that you have done for a long time, if Neptune is affecting that area of your chart, it can seem to make your resources or your life path or something about your career to just kind of dissolve and start to kind of go away. And Saturn wants to bring in this new reality. So that's really, this is the positive way to look at Saturn squaring Neptune. The negative way is that things are confusing, things don't make sense, there's things disappearing, you're feeling these lessons of believing in yourself and believing in life. Maybe you're experiencing judgments from other people, which can also be a Saturn and Sagittarius thing. But the positive thing is that if you trust and have faith, and you surrender to the divine plan, and you know that you're divinely guided and protected, the old is dissolving so that Saturn can manifest something new. Saturn's trying to manifest these dreams of yours. Saturn is trying to manifest these blessings into your life, but you have to let Neptune dissolve what's no longer appropriate, what's no longer working, or what's no longer valid in your life. So again, you're going to be tested with your beliefs in yourself and in life. You're going to be confused, perhaps, about what's going on. And some of you may feel this more than others, and that again has to do with where is it in your chart? Is it affecting a personal planet in your chart? Now, it's going to affect everybody to some degree because it occurs somewhere in your chart. But if it's actually connecting to your sun or your moon or your Mercury or your Venus, one of your planets, then you're going to feel this a lot more strongly. So this is a time to free yourself from fear and anxiety and doubt and worry, and let Neptune dissolve what no longer is working, and let Saturn manifest a new reality. Now, Saturn works a little more slowly as far as manifestation, because again, it's a third dimensional kind of energy. So the old might be dissolved before something new is manifest, and that's where you have to have trust and faith. The last thing I want to talk about is just briefly, again, touching on the Pluto and Uranus square that is coming to a head. Now, again, this doesn't come to an exact point of connection like we had the 7 Uranus-Pluto squares over the past couple of years or so that have brought great change and transformation and redirection on the path, on your individual path and on the planet, and as part of a humanity thing. But in December 2015, January 2016, and even going into February 2016, they come very close together, within about a degree apart of one another, Pluto and Uranus. So this is going to be felt as far as more transformation and change in a big way. As far as our world, our planet, and humanity. So there might be, things on the earthly level of earth changes, things on a humanity level as far as things between countries, or, things happening with the collective consciousness of humanity. But even on a personal level, again, depending on how it affects your astrological chart, there could be things happening in a big way, big changes for you as well. And I find it interesting here that, here we are in November. The nodes are changing signs. The first Saturn-Neptune square happens in November. And then shortly thereafter, December going into January, just going into February, we have Pluto-Uranus square, okay? So these next November, December, January, February, these next 3 to 4 months, you're going to see a lot of things happening, a lot of changes, a lot of intense energies. So I am going to send you all much love and light with that. And again, if I can help you in a personal way, looking at your chart, trying to guide you, assist you, give you messages from your angels and guides, please check out my services on my website at sacredsoulempowerment.com. There's several services there, and I'd love to be able to assist you. Now, as far as those announcements, one other thing. I forgot I chose a card. I'm sorry. I chose a card. Let's put it over here. For this video, I asked Spirit what card for what I was going to be talking about they wanted to have me give you. Or what message. And the Ten of Crystals came up, which actually kind of surprised me. I was expecting something like the Tower card or something like that. But the Ten of Crystals, which is the 10 of Earth or the 10 of Pentacles in a regular tarot deck. And I love the image here. This is from the Syrian Starseed Tarot. I can't remember the author's name right now. But this is a beautiful card because this is about manifestation of the blessings that we were talking about. This is manifestation of family and money and your life path, your career path. I mean, everything just kind of coming into existence. Here in this Ten of Crystals card, we have a woman, and there's all these wonderful crystals all over the card that's being manifest, these gemstones. And again, keeping your belief system strong and positive. This is where we can go. This is where you can go, is towards manifesting a very positive reality for yourself. Okay, so now for those announcements. I wanted to just remind everybody that I'm doing a gratitude giveaway. I started it a couple of weeks ago, so every Sunday on my Sacred Soul Empowerment Facebook page, I am putting up a post that you have to comment on, and then the next day, Monday, I will be randomly choosing a person that has made a comment on that post as far as gifting you with something. And that's all free of charge. I'm going to cover the postage and handling and the mailing of this gift to you. And that's to say thank you to all of you. Thank you for supporting me and watching my videos and commenting on my Facebook posts and videos, and just all the beautiful energy of love and light that you send to me. It's very uplifting. And since we're in this time period of the holidays, we're nearing Thanksgiving, to where we are supposed to show our gratitude and thanks, and then of course Christmas in December, I wanted to give something to you all by doing this gratitude giveaway. So don't forget to like my Facebook page, Sacred Soul Empowerment, and participate in the weekly giveaways until just before Christmas. Also, if you're not already a Facebook friend on my regular Facebook page, that's under Colleen Lemma, and I do daily astrological posts on that page to let you know what the energy on a daily basis is for you, to help guide you through your day. And then of course the Sacred Soul Empowerment page is also where I post messages for empowering you all. And then the other announcement is I just had a birthday in October, and every year on your birthday, the energy shifts for you as far as what the focus is for your birthday year. So for me, and going into my new birthday year, I'm shifting my focus to do some new things as far as my business, and that's going to assist and help more people. And some of those things, I'm going to be making some videos, educational videos. A lot of you want to know and have been asking me about numerology, having a lot of numerology questions. But I'm going to make educational videos on a lot of things, maybe astrology, maybe numerology, maybe crystals, maybe on how to use a pendulum, maybe on how to read the tarot. I'm going to have a lot of different ideas. I'm sure that comes in with that. And also to make some audios, some guided meditation types of audios, or general hypnotherapy types of audios that can help you all. And of course, this will all end up being posted on my website when I get to it, which is sacredsoulempowerment.com, and they will be available for purchase and for download for you. Also, I want to start doing some online classes. So I have to figure out, all the technical stuff with all of these things, with the videos, audios, and the online classes, and teaching people via the internet. I am not very technologically inclined, as some of you may know. It's not my area of expertise, so needing to kind of work through figuring out how is best to do all these things, and how I can accomplish it and learn it myself. So send me some good energy to support me on that venture, because I'm going to need it. But I look forward to doing all these things, and I want to again say thank you all for your love, your support, your good energy. I send you all much love and light. Until the next weekly video comes out, love and light to all. Blessings.